Second urgent wake-up call. 5G is a danger for life and physical condition.
Our first program, Urgent Wake-Up Call, 5G is a danger to life and limb, has gone viral on all social platforms. Several 100,000 hits on YouTube alone show the exponential distribution of the 5G wake-up call. This shows the burning interest of many people in a critical debate about 5G. Our first wake-up call pointed out, among others, a mysterious bird die-off in The Hague, about which several internet platforms reported. They attributed the death of hundreds of birds to 5G tests that are said to have taken place at the same time. Among other professional opinions showing that this interpretation is not unfounded is the assessment of Professor Dr. Werner Thiele. He says, quote,
"The new mobile communication standard 5G will establish a totally new radiation environment for flora and fauna. The radiation is more intense with shorter waves and therefore harder. In its waveform and impact, it resembles a weaponized form of radiation." Professor Dr. Werner Thiele.
However, also on the internet, voices emerged that categorically deny a correlation between 5G, or mobile communication radiation, and the sudden death of the birds. Yet a seamless scientific proof that the bird die-off is definitely not connected with mobile communication radiation is not brought forward. Today's second wake-up call shows 7 concrete examples with a continuously repeating pattern. As soon as someone suggests that mobile communication radiation could be the cause for damages to humans, animals, or the environment, there is a massive rise of dissenting voices which categorically deny these connections.
Example 1. Mysterious bee mortality. In the federal state of Bavaria, an initiative called Save the Bees is currently running. The reduction of the bee population by about 80% is alarming. However, the initiative initiated by the ÖDP, Ecological Democratic Party, and the Green Party does not even mention a single word about mobile communication radiation as a possible cause for the dramatic bee mortality. Numerous scientific studies, however, produced undoubted evidence that bees are disturbed in their sense of orientation and their communication by mobile communication radiation. This occurs with values far below the valid thresholds. It is quite obvious that the reduction of the bee population went along with the expansion of mobile communication. Nevertheless, politics continue to claim the currently valid thresholds are thresholds that comply with the health of the population and the precautionary principle. Jürgen Trittin, former Environment Minister, Greens. Example 2. Mysterious damages on trees. Trees take up mobile communication radiation like an antenna. If trees could speak, nobody could deny any longer the damages by mobile communication radiation. Our picture documentation, however, speaks a clear language without words. Nevertheless, the mobile communication providers keep saying almost mantra-like, "We have no indications that would cause us to worry." Carsten Menzel, head of the sectors for environment, health and safety with E+, provider. Example number 3. Mysterious blood count alterations. Under a dark field microscope, the blood of a healthy person looks like this. A short call with a mobile phone leads to a serious alteration of our blood count. The dark field microscope brings the danger through mobile communications relentlessly to light and reveals the clumping of the red blood cells to so-called money rolls. This effect of clumping raises the risk of heart attacks and strokes enormously. Nevertheless, the mobile communications industry maintains mobile communications technique, the way we use it, is not harmful to health. Georg von Wagner, press officer of T-Mobile. Example number 4. Mysterious increase of Alzheimer's and dementia. Also in public reporting about the significant increase of Alzheimer and dementia, mobile communications as a possible cause is almost always concealed. However, scientific studies prove beyond doubt that even a relatively low mobile communications radiation can open our blood-brain barrier. This barrier protects the brain from toxic substances. The Swedish scientist Salford demonstrates this with a study on rat brains. Further studies of other researchers have confirmed his findings. Therefore, by opening the blood-brain barrier, harmful substances enter our brain, which can cause Alzheimer and dementia. But politics pretend. There is no evidence that the radiation of mobile phones, wireless LAN devices are potentially harmful to humans. German government quoted in Ärzteblatt of the 13th of December 2018. Example number 5. Mysterious increase of electrosensitivity. The amount of electrosensitive persons whose reactions on mobile communication radiation compares to some kind of allergy has increased strongly. As per surveys, 9% of the population are concerned. Studies and experiments have proven meteorologically that the heart function of electrosensitive persons are clearly altered. This means that electrosensitive persons are a living, conclusive documentation of damages by mobile communication. Still, politicians pretend the currently used communication technique poses no threat. At best, those concerned suffer from a mental problem. Medic Dr. Monika Stolz, former German Minister for Labor and Social Affairs of Baden-Württemberg. Example number 6. Mysterious discrediting of scientific studies. In his scientific reflex study, Professor Franz Erlkofer demonstrated in a double-blind experiment that radiation of mobile communication causes DNA strand breaks, a precursor of cancer. An unprecedented slander campaign against Erlkofer and his team began. However, Erlkofer was able to win all court cases against his slanderers. Here are some more researchers having experienced similar things. Professor Peter Stem, who did research for telecom, was never allowed to publish his alarming results. Dr. George Carlo did research for the US mobile lobby. When he published his studies, he was fired. His house mysteriously burned down by arson. Thus, the mobile phone lobby knows from their own investigations about the danger of mobile communication radiation, but publicly claims the opposite. They ruin people's health by fear more than mobile phones could ever do. Thomas Baumüller, FMK, Mobile Communication Forum. Example 7. Mysterious behavior of animals. Numerous farmers report severe animal disease after mobile communication antennas have been put into operation. Friedrich Stengel from Oettingen, Bavaria reported on 25 dead cows, a total of 75 early stillbirths in the 3rd or 4th month. The Bavarian Ministry of the Environment was not willing to deal with the case and denied any connection with the mobile communication radiation. At this point, we recommend the documentary Mobile Communication: The Secret Danger, which documents the ignorance of the authorities in detail. Here is a short excerpt. But ignorance goes even further. In 2006, a delegation of physicians presented a 700-page documentation of radiation-related cases of illness to the German Federal Office for Radiation Protection, BfS. To date, by using transparent protective claims, this is not being investigated. Telecom spokesman Dr. Volker Böckelmann. A business enterprise cannot have morals.
The line of argument that there is no scientific evidence of such damages must be exposed as fraudulent deception and criminal irresponsibility. Dr. Gerhard Oberfeld, Officer of Health and Environmental Medicine of the Salzburg State Government, puts it in a nutshell with an apt comparison to cholera. 150 years ago, it was discovered in London that severe diarrhea illnesses with fatal consequences accumulated near certain wells. As a result, the wells were closed immediately, and the number of infections in turn went down. Oberfeld sees an immediate need for action because he estimates that already today more people are harmed or possibly even killed by mobile communication than by traffic accidents or air pollutants. Dear viewers, since the media monopoly conceals these vital connections from people, this wake-up call is again a call for spreading the information wider. So please forward this program now via the inserted link to as many friends and acquaintances as possible, and thus send a strong signal of resistance to this obvious censorship. If you want to be informed about mobile communications and 5G in the future, please contact us at www.kla.tv/5G. We will then contact you. Thank you very much.